All right. Hey guys. So today we're going to be starting module 12 in our new packets here. So if you don't have these out, pause it and get it out now. So today we're going to be talking about 12.1, which is graphing on a coordinate plane. And so right now we're going to start off with some vocabulary, but you won't have to write much of it because of the fact that a lot of our vocabulary is here on these next two pages. Okay, so at any time in this video, you can pause, you can highlight stuff, and you'll see how I do it. So maybe if you want to do the same, but just to kind of help you remember some of these words. Okay, so we're gonna get to page 5, and you can see the numbers are at the bottom. Okay, and we're gonna start with 12.1, graphing on a coordinate plane notes. All right. So before we can talk about what a coordinate plane is, we kind of have to look back at what a number line is. Okay. So we know that our number line kind of looks like this. Okay. It goes left to right. Okay. I want you guys to start it kind of toward the middle of the page because we're going to kind of make a big one. And so if you need to erase, do that. Okay, so we know our number line starts at 0, okay, and the numbers that are on the right are what? That's right, positive. So we can start marking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And see, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be marking these 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what are these numbers that are going to the left side? That's right, those are negative. So as I make my number line, I want to make sure I plot them. So now, because I don't want it to be jumbled up, so I'm going to just skip every one, and it's going to be 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. And the same thing with the negative side. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, negative 8, negative 9, negative 10. So this is just our basic number line and kind of what we've always been looking at. Okay, let me move it up for you guys a little bit. So this is our number line. Now, when we're talking about coordinate planes, we actually need two different number lines, and this one is actually one that goes left to right, and it's actually called our x-axis. Okay. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But our number line that goes left to right is called our x-axis. Okay. So we still have positives, we still have negatives. Okay. But now we're going to do a little bit something different. We're going to add another number line to it, but this one is going to go up and down. Remember, we can still have the same type of number line. It's like when we're looking at temperature. We look at a thermometer. The numbers that go higher are positive. The numbers that go lower are negative. That's right. So this is kind of a review for a little bit. We should be knowing this. So we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to do the same thing. 1, 2, skip those. 4, 6, 8, and 10. And I can tell that every number in between here is going to be one number off because of the pattern. We do the same thing going down. Negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8, negative 10. So this number line going up and down is going to be called the y-axis. Okay? And I'll show you guys what that is in a little bit. And here's a way that you can remember if you get confused. The y-axis goes up and down, and you can tell because when you draw the letter y, the bottom line goes up and down. So you can tell it goes up and down. Okay? All right. So now that we kind of have our two number lines, this creates something that's called a coordinate plane. So a coordinate plane helps us kind of with maps, positioning, where things are related to other things. So this is really going to help us as we look at different ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So I said the word ordered pair, and this is kind of review a little bit, so I'm going to move down. I'm going to come back to this in a bit, okay? I'm going to kind of go over some vocab now. So there's a word called ordered pair. Okay. An ordered pair is a number on the coordinate plane telling us exactly where it is. So this is usually represented with a number in the x-axis and in the y-axis, okay? So this tells us where this is here, and this tells us where this is here. Now, we've kind of looked at that because a couple modules back, we looked at ordered pairs. Some were like at 2, -5, and those were in tables, and we'll get to that. But let me tell you guys, now that we kind of see what a coordinate plane looks like, how we're going to find this. Okay. So if we know our first ordered pair is an x and the second one is a y, how would we plot this example 2, -5? Okay, so what we have to do is we start with the x-axis. Start like this, okay? So remember, we have positive here, negative here. So when we look at this, we look at the first number, which is +2, okay? If I look at +2, it's positive, right? So I go onto my x-axis, I'm going to count 2 spaces, but what way am I going to go? Left or right? That's right. I'm going to the right because it's a positive number. So, but this is not our position. We're just starting here, kind of. Okay, so I don't want to put a full mark there. I know that I'm just going to be starting here at this position at 2 because I still have this -5 to go to. Okay, so now the second part of our coordinate plane is -5, which is on our y-axis, which means up and down. So now we just have to see if this y-coordinate is a positive or negative. And I see that it's a -5. So what I'm going to do is I am not going to go up because those are positive numbers. I am going down to negative numbers. So I'm going to find out where -5 is. -1, -2, -3, -4. And then I find out that it's -5. So, but I'm going to go exactly, because I have 2, and then I'm going to go down 5. And so here is my point. Let's just call this point A. Okay, so point A is going to be here. So I found this point on my coordinate plane by looking at my ordered pair. And simply, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. Okay, we're going to look at our x-axis, our y-axis, and we're going to look at our ordered pairs. So this is our x-coordinate, y-coordinate, and we can kind of remember x comes before y. So when we're looking at, so let's just kind of keep looking at this. But as we keep going, let me give you guys a little clue about our coordinate planes in the different sections that we have. On the page before, we have a little drawing that looks like a C. C for coordinate, okay? But here's what we do, and we have a couple numbers here, and I'll tell you guys exactly what that looks like, okay? So each of these coordinates, okay, it's called a quadrant. So quadrant, if you can kind of look at the word quad means the number 4, okay? 4 means we have 4 different pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now, our quadrants kind of go in an order, okay? So let me label them, and then we'll talk about exactly what they are. So quadrant 1 is right here. And we do it by putting a Roman numeral, or we could put 1, okay? Okay, quadrant 2 is here. Like I said, these are Roman numeral numbers, or we can just say 2, okay? This bottom left one is Roman numeral 3, or 3. And the last one is 4, I and a V. These are Roman numbers. You don't need to know that, but just in case you see them, you know this is 4 different quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4.